welcome back. My name is LastKnownMeal and today we're going to talk about Star Wars Fallen Order. The game came out like, 5 months ago, and I never actually talked about it as much as I played it off the camera. First off, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is truly a magnificent game because for a very long time Star Wars franchise was struggling with EA, mostly because their number one goal wasn't to entertain people, it was to force them to buy microtransactions and loot boxes. And after countless Star Wars single-player games that were scrapped by EA because, well, single-player gaming is dead, they finally gave Respawn a chance to redeem the franchise, and they did. First off, they had the fastest-selling digital launch for any Star Wars game within its first 2 weeks on sale. They sold more than 8 million copies by the end of January 2020, which is, I believe, 2 to 3 millions more what EA actually anticipated. And EA was like, whoa, what is going on? Why is this single-player story and character-driven game with amazing combat and literally zero microtransactions working so well? Shocking, I know. What Respawn actually delivered was a game with insane level of design, great story, and the overall idea of making Star Wars a more difficult game in a sense, where they take that checkpoint / Dark Souls bonfire system and you have freedom to explore as you want and finish each level by using different Jedi powers at your disposal. It also helps that Cameron Monaghan, the actor playing Cal Kestis, is honestly an amazing actor. I first saw him in Gotham and I was immediately captured by his performance. Same in this game. It feels natural in a sense, and when you combine the cinematics and how generally the game looks, there is no denying that it's one of the best Star Wars games in recent history. Not the OG games, but recently. And if you look at the mechanics of the game, you can see it draws a lot from platformers, puzzle solver games, etc. And no, Naughty Dog is not the one who invented that style in games, because everyone assumed I will compare it to that. But the game blends those mechanics into one title, and maybe that is the future of the series. Obviously, the formula used in Fallen Order can be moved to the sequel, by also adding additional new things to freshen up the gameplay in a sense. Same with the upcoming KOTOR rumors. The reason why Fallen Order works is because it knows what it is. Generally, when games try to be everything, they usually fail. But here with some minor issues like, yeah, the story is grand, but some of the elements could have been revised, without going into the spoilers, like, overall, the game works. And generally, EA has studios with amazing talent. Their problem is that monetization department that fills their games with junk. And when development is focused on junk and not the game, problems happen. But in this case, it's almost like EA said, screw it, let's just keep it simple and give people a game they can play as a single player. And clearly, it works. I mean, I have spent hours just going through the same level again because combat can be so satisfying sometimes. That's why I recommend playing on hardest difficulty available, because the only way for you to use the extra tools and actually look at the weaknesses of each enemy will grant you victory, and in a sense make each encounter with a different monster slightly different, because just spamming left mouse button is not going to work for you, or spamming one key on your controller. Also, because they added BD1 as your companion, it makes things slightly more fun to explore, especially because Cal has someone to interact with, and when the map itself is filled with puzzles and, hidden items you can find by just jumping all over the goddamn map, it makes, exploration itself more rewarding and slightly better. And my favorite part is definitely the sound design. During some parts, the music and overall sound design of lightsabers and elements in the background, just fighting, can really immerse you into the world. But even Battlefront 1 and 2 did that. They were mediocre games, but just this feeling of being a part of that world is present, and they do a good job with it. So in the end, my point is, I really like Fallen Order. They finally got something right, and maybe this will be a wake-up call for EA to continue to do quality games that obviously will sell and people will buy, because people are right now craving for single-player games, because in the past 3 years we have been bombarded with multiplayer games, and because they said that the multiplayer is the future of video games, they were wrong, because trends change really fast. And if multiplayer was a huge part of the past 3 years, I'm guessing in the next 5, I expect a lot of single player games because that's what people will want. But hey, if you do want me to stream the game or do some more videos on it, let me know, because I really like playing it. And you have to tell me down below what are your thoughts and how the game can be improved in the future. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more and join our growing community on Twitter and Discord, and that's basically everything I wanted to talk about. As I said, I like the game, it certainly has a future, and I can't wait for a sequel, and hopefully EA doesn't screw it up, because it's been times and times again when EA had a chance to do something crazy. They had, you know, a game which is so good and they decided to ruin it. And because EA has exclusive rights to actually produce Star Wars games, are you kidding me? Star Wars has some of the most dedicated fans out there and it's known all over the world. So of course the game is going to sell if it's an actually good game. And if you spoil it with different things, no one is going to buy it, no matter how strong that franchise is. People will not buy it because people also are sick of microtransactions and that stupid bullshit. And that's it. This is just my way of presenting more games to the channel. I know you guys wanted me to talk about that more, about more games, because, you know, it's only Cyberpunk, only The Witcher, so hopefully you enjoyed this video, and that's it. This is LKM signing out, and stay classy, everyone. Bye bye.